And I'll start with the latest, which was just released more or less yesterday. So the main change in this release, which we refer to as 2.12, is the consolidation of the public and private AI. If you recall before, I think we can even see a screenshot at one of these versions. We had this structure in which we had a company chat and a public chat, in which the idea is what to use the public chat when you don't expect the answer to come from the company knowledge. And the reason we did this interface is because if you know that the answer is not from the company knowledge, it will give you a much faster response because it will skip the part in which it searches the company knowledge. That's why we had this UI with two options: public, not searching in the company at all, and the company chat for searching in the company knowledge. But our feedback from customers is that it causes confusion. Users was not sure where to go. So the main change in version 12 is that we have consolidated these two into one chatbot, which we refer to as general chat. And as you can see here in the description, and maybe let me open it in parallel, it says you can ask questions on general topics, and I gave some example: text improvement, code generations. You can upload the file or get answers from all company knowledge. And all of this is done from this single UI. And the way it works is if you just ask a question, improve the following text, it assumes it's public and it won't attempt to try to find the answer in the company knowledge. If you upload a document, it will get answers from the specific document you have uploaded. And if you want to search all the company knowledge, you need to press on this button. And by the way, what we plan to do in the version to be released later this month is in this company button, we'll have the option for the user to choose data sources. So it will be like a lightweight version of the dashboard. So the admin can configure which data will be able, it's not for now, just to clarify, but he will be able to choose which data sources he wants the user to select from. And the use case was that we have a customer who has like almost 1 million documents in SharePoint and thousands of folders and sites, or tens of thousands, and he wants the user to browse through the different SharePoint folders. So it will make this available in later version. But for now, just to keep it simple, you simply ask a question, it's from general, you can upload the file, you get answers from that file, or you can click the company knowledge to get answers from all the data sources you have permissions. Also note, there's a new button which was partially available in the past, but now it's always here, which is called Deep Dive. When you search for the company knowledge, the deep dive means it gives more data within the context of the model. So it gives maybe a more thorough answer, but it is slower. So you need to take a decision according to the use case, whether you want to use the deep dive or not, okay? So that's the first item on this list, having the consolidated general chat. Also, by the way, we have customers that don't have any data sources. They just want the users to upload the file or ask questions. So we've added the ability to disable this company knowledge. So here, if I go to account settings, you'll see a new setting, show company knowledge. And in general, this is also new for some of you for sure. Every component on the homepage, you can now customize or configure, I would say, whether it should be visible at all on the home. When I say home, it's this main page of the light mode. In this case, I have three components. I have the general chat, I have the search, and the assistant knowledge base. And we also change a lot the naming. I am sorry for doing all of these changes, but we're listening to the feedbacks on some of the confusions of customers. And for now, we hope these terms are optimized for understanding the product. So an assistant is like a chatbot configured by the admin to be visible. But just to go back to the high level, we have in the home page components. And here you can choose which components should be on the home page. Which components are on the home page. Maybe you want them only on the menu, or maybe you don't want them at all. So the concept is we have customers that don't want the users to get confused. Search and assistant, maybe it's too much for some of them. So you can now hide or make it visible or only make it in the menu. It's the company knowledge button, the general chat, the search, the assistant, the data analysis, which is the AI agent, specifically for databases, and then the general AI agent. So this was the part of the general chat. We also did another improvement to make life simple for end users. Excel, analyzing Excel or getting answers from Excel is best done using the AI agent. The RAG, which is the general chatbot, is not good. It may answer Excel. It depends exactly what you ask. If it's not analytical, it can answer, but the best results we see of getting answers from Excel is using the AI agent. And again, before, you needed to go as a user to the AI agent menu here, upload Excel, and then it will perform the AI analysis. The AI analysis is the part that generates code and runs it in Python. In this version, it is done automatically. In other words, once you upload an Excel, it automatically identifies it's an Excel and executes the AI agent automatically for the user transparently. So the user experience is seamless. And if he uploads anything else, like a Word or document or a Word or PDF, it will perform the general RAG approach for getting answers from that content. We added two capabilities for the firewall in this version. One is to anonymize the user data. So this came from our partner Max, who is in this call, I feel, today. We have a customer that, from privacy reasons, did not want the user information to be visible in the auditing. So if you go to the account settings, you have anonymized user auditing, and the results should be something like this, sorry. Here, like this. So anonymized user means we don't store the user information. So now it's a yes or no setting. In the next version will have a new capability of hiding it. So for now, we really don't store it. So we can't get it whatsoever. But we're going to add another option in the next version, version 13, that will be hide, which means that by default, you won't be able to see the user identification, but you'll be able to select the line in case you have an investigation and click something like expose user information. You'll need to update the reason why you expose it for auditing, and then the information will be visible for you. So this is the firewall auditing anonymization. The next one is also about regulation and privacy, is auditing retention. So now you can set whether you want to maintain retention policy on the auditing, which means that all the records that are older than the number of days set here will be deleted. So many companies that are highly regulated want to minimize the risk, of data being exposed, and some of the approaches of doing this is by just deleting data which is older than 30 days or anything suitable for the user. We did a lot of text changes, as I said. I hope the system is better clear now in all sorts of areas. I can give you one area which I remember caused a lot of confusion, is the instructions. So now if I go, for example, to instructions and I add, so first I need to check what type of instructions. We have two types. We have the startup prompts. The startup prompts are the ones you see here, this one, for example. So when you click on it, it becomes part of the prompt the user sends, and the user potentially can edit it if he likes. So that's the startup prompt. There's a name to give to the prompt. This name is the one you see here. And there's the value, which is the prompt itself. So that's one type of instruction. The other type of instruction is we change the name to response guideline. It's how do you want the agent or the chat to respond. So again, there's a friendly name in the description. And from an end user experience, it appears here in this tile. So whatever you see here, there's an issue here Aviva can see. Maybe you can write it down, but it should see here the different styles of the instructions that were written as, how did we call it? Response guideline, okay? So that's an example of copyrights. Also, here we changed it. So now it's like there's a general chat, there's the assistant knowledge chat. So these are chats you create. So for example, you go here to a document or any content item, you create an assistant. We'll change this to create assistant in the next version. And here you can see this chat that you create here is visible for the end user as an assistant knowledge chat. It's a chat that is specifically with knowledge on connected to specific data sources. It could be a chat on HR or a project or anything like this. And in parallel, we have the assistant analysis agent. So these are chats that their expertise is to analyze databases. So it is done when you go in as an admin to the database part and create an assistant for a specific database. So you can choose a database and share it as a data analysis chat, and then it will be visible under the assistant analysis agents. So these are general copyright improvements, I call them. The deep, we touched already. We also moved as a feedback from a customer, something small, but we moved, or is it the privacy and the help to the top to be more standard with industry expectations. We have the chat ID for every chat. That's very important for troubleshooting. So if a customer complains on something doesn't work, the first thing as a support or a partner, you should ask, what is the chat ID? So if I go here, I pick something, I don't know, you should always see here the chat ID. And this chat ID, then the support engineer or you as an engineer can look for it in the auditing. So you go here to the auditing, we by the name change it also to where is it? To firewall auditing. I see a Viv, by the way, if you can open a task, it closes for some reason. And here you can search by chat ID here. We also added for the auditing to search by chat type. So some of our interest is to know what users are using, whether they're using the data analysis, the knowledge chatbot, the search, or a general agent. So this is added to the auditing search here. This. There are also all sorts of things that were added throughout the version, like whether you have a file, what is the mode, whether it's a dashboard or embedded, and so on. This one we talk, this one we talk. Okay. Questions on this release? Owen, I'm referring to you because you're one of the top audience here. Owen?
Yeah, hi. One question. Does the anonymize setting work for, like, regardless of which AI service is being used?
Yes. It's completely on the account level on the firewall. Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't matter which service. Okay. So I'm going back to the version of 24 April, which was referred to as 11. Some of the things you'll see here might have changed, but it's good maybe we do it top down. So the main changes here. So we added for the data analysis better user experience by showing the progress here as the user asks the question. So let me show you this. I'll take my favorite database, and I'll ask list the cheese items that can be used for pizza with the item number, or list the top 5. Okay, this is a database of cheese items. So you can see here waiting for AI execution, reviewing code, executing, waiting for execution, validating the final answer, and eventually you get the answer. But it's a better user experience that without the need to open this drop-down, you can see the progress of the AI agent as it works, okay? We also added a very nice feature. It's an infrastructure feature. It's the basics, but the infrastructure is already there. And if you come across a need, we'll be happy to work with you, which means there's no good UI to configure it right now, but it is built completely generic. And that's the ability for the AI agent to run tools. Tools are like external code that the AI can decide to run to solve the problem. And we introduced 2 or 3 tools already inside our agents. We did a generic one to send an email, and I'll show you in a minute how does it work. And we have done a specific development for one of our customers to generate a data sheet. Okay, so for my end user experience, I can take this item and I'll say, please email me the data sheet of item, whatever it is. And the way it works, we have trigger words. So we've defined a few trigger words to each tool. Email or mail, for example, the AI understand potentially it can use an email to achieve the goal of the chat. And the word data sheet or brochure or whatever hints him to use the tool that generates a data sheet. So this data sheet that you see now was generated in real time from the database. So it's a very nice development. And it's a real agentic solution. So it's not hard-coded to generate the data sheet. The way it is implemented is that we give the AI agent a list of tools, it's per account, and we add a description when, for what should use the tool. And we also have the trigger words to help him, but it's not whenever he sees the word email, he will send an email. So I may ask, what is the email of Bob? I don't expect to send an email, but if I say something like, send me an email, the AI is smart enough, and hopefully if it worked, and if I go here to my inbox, here, this is the email that Agi just sent me with the exact data sheet, okay? And in the next version, hopefully in the version 13, we'll add a UI so you can configure and write your own tools to have the AI agent expand beyond data analysis of databases. So this I've shown. We did a dedicated page for the shared chat. I felt it was something admins always want to see. So now it's here. It has a dedicated page. Here you can see as an account manager, all of the chats that were shared, how many questions were asked, and you can edit the chat and whether it's a light mode or an embedded chat. An embedded, just to remind you, is the chat that appears on top of another website, like we have in our website here. This one. This is an embedded chat. And the other one is the one in the light mode. So here as an account admin, I can see all of the list of chats, and I can also delete chats in a central place, or I can obviously edit them. And here you can see also a better UI related to the thing that caused a lot of confusion, the startup prompt and the response guideline. So you choose the startup prompt, you put the value, you choose the guideline, and you see here the value. Also here, notice that I can add a chat now to the home. I can take this specific chat, exchange rate, click add to home, save. Now if I go to my home, here. So here you can put the chats that are most important for your users. Okay. By the way, when you go here to assistant, you see the new chats with this icon of we put the new chats at the top, okay? But the user potentially can reorganize them. I'm not sure if you're all aware of this capability. Okay, added the option we spoke of. We already spoke of the ability to hide or to show, or only to make it visible in the menu. We fixed this report. It was a wrong report, but now you can see in the firewall dashboard not only which AI services are in use, but how many users are using it. And I plan, again, in version 13, that you can see the list, who is exactly using it. But at least now you have visibility as an account admin, which AI services are used and how many users are using each service. There's a how many users, which is this, and there's how many questions are asked, which is this, which is a different aspect of the same issue of which is called shadow AI. Who is using it and how intensive is it used? Okay, that was 11. Version 10.3. So this, we introduced this, but we already changed it, so we'll skip this. Don't think there's something important here. So data analysis in version 10.2, we introduced the ability when you upload an Excel, you can analyze it. So I already spoke about this. You can also now upload multiple files. So if I go here to my home and I click this, I think I saw another UI. Okay, so you can now upload multiple files into the chat and ask questions on multiple files. We also invested a lot of time into making it Hebrew friendly. We have now a POC with one of the ministries. So I have a complete different look. I can show you a sneak peek. I have a profile here. So this is how it looks in Hebrew. So it's completely right to left. Everything is turned into Hebrew. And Max, it can also be done in Dutch, obviously. So all of these strings are configurable, and you can modify them to fit your language. Last two versions, I think I'll stop at 2.10.0. Here in version 10.1, we introduced the multi-model support. That is a big enhancement to our product, I feel, in which on an account level, you can choose which AI models will be used by your users and per which model. And the way it works in an account settings, you go here to the bottom part of the product, and here you can see a list of models available. This high-level list is configured by us on every installation, or if it's on-prem, obviously the customer can do it, but for the SaaS, it's configured by us, the ones that we have checked and we think are relevant. And you can decide on each model which models will be relevant. So if I go back for this installation of this ministry, for example, and I can go here because there I configure something specifically. So you can see we wanted for the general chat to use AI21 because it's a model that is very good in Hebrew. And we wanted only Llama and OpenAI and 4.0 mini. And for the data analysis, AI21 is not good, sadly, at least for now with data analysis. So the AI data analysis, we used Llama. So you have the full flexibility to choose which models will be visible and by model. So you can decide what should be used for search, what should be used for the firewall, for the general chat, and for the AI agent. And from an end user experience, it is here. So you can see here the models, or the general chat is here. So here are the three models I have asked for this specific general chat. And also a nice thing we did that if you upload an Excel, it automatically updates the list. If you remember, we did for the data analysis only Llama 3. So because it recognized it's an Excel and is about to execute data analysis, therefore it changed the list of models to the relevant models to data analysis. Also, when you defined an assistant, you can define which model should be used by default. And by the way, the default for now model is set by the order that you pick them. So, sorry, if I go here back. So the first one on the list is the default. So there's no reorder. You need to pick them by the order, taking into account the first model will be used for default. We also did we tuned and completed. It was partially done, but now it's fully compatible. We already have 1 or 2 customers trying it with completely on-prem, so it integrates with local Active Directory. We started developing SharePoint on-prem support. We have a lot of changes that we need to do following our first attempt to deploy it. The next version will be more robust, but we already have in this version support for SharePoint on-prem. In the search, I did not even remember this. Let me see where it is. So in the search, you can choose now between 3 modes. The smart, and there's an explanation here, I think. Oh, no, not here. Sorry. I should have, if you can add a link to the wiki. But there you have a small help here. So a smart search, or let me start from the bottom. Keyword search is a regular search. It searches for keywords. It also knows how do you say hatayot? I don't remember. Like walk, went, all these, that's still in the keyword search. Semantic search is AI based. So if the classic example I always give, you search for vegetables, it will pick up tomato. And the smart search is the combination of both. Why is it better? Because relying only on semantic is not good when you search for terms. Like if you want to search a project name, a customer name, the AI was never trained on your name, so it's not about to give good results. But keywords are also not good because it's the old search. We want to get better, not only keywords. So that's why our search is called smart search. So what happens when you choose smart search? It invokes both keywords and semantic and combines the results by a specific algorithm to give you the best of both. But here, in this version, we also gave the ability to choose a specific search if you like, only keyword, only semantic, or both. We also enhanced a lot through the last month or 2 our public AI. So there's a link here to the wiki. There's a lot of new APIs that are being continuously added to the product. So I don't remember which exactly were added then, but there's now, besides the classic, which is chat to ask a question, upload the file, get classification, you can get status, you can see the status of the server, you can search, you can get topics, similar words, you can get structured data. That's a nice method, by the way. You give it, for example, a brochure, and it can extract the part number and names, give you a list or something like this. Extract text is to get the text, the plain text from a file. You can give it a PDF or something and get the text. There's an API to get which models are supported. And there's a Postman examples of all of these APIs, and we invested pretty heavily in documenting these APIs. And the idea is that it allows the customers to integrate the platform into other workflows. Okay, here the list goes down. I don't think this is also a nice UI. I think it's only from the dashboard for now, I see, but in the dashboard you can upload a folder. Maybe Aviv, if you can ask to include it also for the light mode. But here there's an option, a new option to add a folder. So now in the dashboard, if I go here, click new, you can see I can upload the folder. I'm running quickly through to see if there's anything important. We also added, as you may notice, we remove the chat from the dashboard. We found it when we are maintaining two separate codes for the same functionality. So there's no chat within the dashboard. If you're an admin and you want to chat, so we even change it to light mode. You just go here, okay? Or if you want to chat directly on something, and you click the chat, it immediately takes you to the light mode. So there's no longer chat within the dashboard. It's already integrated seamlessly into the light. Also, by the way, I did not mention, we paid some attention to the history here. So there's an all chat history. So that these are all of the chats that I've asked, and you can load more and more. And notice that every chat here has an icon. It's a little bit hard to see maybe, but it has a tooltip. This, for example, with the chart, you can tooltip it and see it's an assistant knowledge base, okay? And this one with the building and the magnifier, it's a knowledge. It should be a tooltip here. It should be a knowledge base. And this is with the world, it's a public chat, not related to the company. So here you can see all of the history of all of the chats you did. But if you zoom into one type, let's say general chat, so you see only the general chat history here, okay? And also the user can decide whether to expand or minimize this chat history depending on his preferences. Also here, I think if you go here, so I see all of the, one second, data analysis. I don't know if I have history, but I should see all the questions asked in this specific chat. Last one. I'm trying to see because I think we covered them in later versions. So as you know, the homepage is now functional. Before it was only just description, but now you can directly perform operations within the homepage, depending what you prefer. You can use the homepage or the menu, depending on your preference. So I said you can reorder the assistants as a user. You can just drag and drop the ones that are more important. It will automatically put the new ones at the top with a new icon, but you can decide to reorder them as you want. There's a preview in the search results, not critical for now. Or maybe I'll show you this. I don't know if I have a good example. So now we can also, that's not a very, let me go to another environment, 1 second. So I'm not sure how many of you are familiar, but when you search, you can now preview the search results. And if there's an exact match between your search term, here I wrote it by mistake with a mistake, there's a missing E, it will highlight them. But if you click this, it will use AI to find you the most close terms to the word, to the text I put. So here you can see I've written tomato with a spelling mistake, but he understood it's the same word. You can also maybe decide plants and soil, the nutritions, maybe relevant terms. These are the reasons this document got a high score, okay? And what we plan to do, by the way, is in the chat, when you get an answer from company data, you see there's a learn more. This opens the document that the answer was based on. In the next version or two, we'll have the ability to preview this document, and it will mark inside the document where did it get the answer from, most likely. If I ask, forgive me for the Hebrew, if I ask what are the main failures in a pump, So then it will highlight inside the document where is the most close content to the question I asked that he took the answer for. So this is also planned in a relatively near version. So I think I covered enough, and I'm happy to know if anyone has any questions. Owen, you're the representative of the audience.
I don't have questions.
Okay. Anyone? If not, thank you. I'll make this recording available for you to watch again or pass to other people. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.